These were men who risked everything for a cause which they believed was just and true. They left behind them their families, their friends, and their lives. And for that, they are beyond judgment.
My name is Jason Washburn. I was a corporal in the United States Marine Corps.
Hey, y'all. My name is Clifton Hicks.
4 years.
This
My name is
Steve Casey
Vincent
to my left here.
I'm a resident of Iraq and I served with the United States Marine Corps.
I served 4 years and 10 months in the United States Marine Corps Infantry and was honorably discharged with the rank of a sergeant.
From things going on and seeing your friends getting blown up and killing every day, we didn't really question them because we were angry. We just wanted to do our job and come back.
By this time, many of the Marines who were on their second or third tour had suffered such serious psychological trauma, having watched friends die and lose limbs, that because of these experiences, they were moved to shoot people who, in my opinion, were clearly non-combatants.
During the course of my 3 tours, the rules of engagement changed a lot. The higher the threat level was, the more viciously we were permitted and expected to respond. We were allowed to shoot whatever we wanted. It was deemed to be a free fire zone. So we would roll through the town, and everything that we saw, we engaged it and opened fire on everything.
He was on the suicide watch for 3 months before we deployed to Iraq. 3 weeks before we deployed, we had a family day. They took him off the suicide watch. So when his parents come there, he wouldn't tell them anything.
We really beat the hell out of them, and with rifles, fists, feet, everything else that we had available. So once they had either fled or were broken and bleeding, unconscious on the ground, we mounted back up in our trucks and left. We were never told to detain anyone there or, question anyone, just mess them up,
This incident took place in the middle of the day, and most of those who were engaging us were not in clear view. Many had hidden local houses and businesses and were part of the local population themselves, making it very hard to determine who was shooting from where and where exactly to return fire.
This Marine had had his best friend get killed on our last deployment and had also related to me a story about the 2-day firefight that I mentioned earlier when he watched the commander who had given us the order to shoot anyone on the street.
It was actually my squad that was after that tasked with going to apologize to the family and pay reparations, give them some money and then leave. And
I want to apologize to all the people in Iraq, and I'm sorry, and I hope this is going to be over as soon as possible.
There's really no rule governing the amount of force we were allowed to use on targets during the invasion. I remember one woman was walking by, and she was carrying a huge bag, and she looked like she was heading towards us. So we lit her up with the Mark 19, which is an automatic grenade launcher. And when the dust settled, we realized that the bag was only full of groceries. And she had been trying to bring us food, and we blew her to pieces for it. After the invasion ended and Bush declared mission accomplished, the rules changed pretty drastically.
The larger point that I'd like to touch on is, these are the consequences for sending young men and women to battle. These are the things that happen every day and have for the last 5 years.
We were given what was going to be our mission for the second deployment. And I was sitting there like a good Marine, ready to write down those carefully chosen, thoughtful words that would justify my existence in Iraq for the next 7 months. And my commander told me that our mission was, and I quote, to kill those who need to be killed and save those who need to be saved. And that was it.
And again, as I said in my opening statement, these are not bad people. These are not criminals. These are not monsters. These are people like any of us. But they're put in a horrible situation, and they respond horribly. Like right after this happened, we never talked about it again. We drove away, and we went back. We didn't even tell the other guys back at the post about this. This was just something that we just shuffled it back in our minds, and we thought, well, these things happen, and we didn't really think about it too much, and it was just lost.